About the HPV vaccine. Did you get it for Ellie?
Yep, gotta keep her protected.
Against cervical cancer, right?
It protects boys too, from throat and penile cancer.
Good to know.
For nearly 20 years, the HPV vaccine has been proven safe and effective at reducing HPV infections that can lead to cancer. Vaccination is recommended starting at age 9. Protect their future with the HPV vaccine. Talk to your child's doctor today.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I am Mikhail Yadro, a personal injury attorney, a father of 4. Your personal injury case means something to me. It provides an opportunity to make a difference financially in your life. I am Mikhail Yadro, your personal injury attorney. Have you been in a car accident, hurt on the job, had a slip, trip, or fall? My firm handles all types of accidents. I have experience. Take action. Call me now. 718-333-0812. 718-333-0812. I work for you, providing a service with efficient response time. I'll pick up the phone and pay attention when you're speaking. Then I'll evaluate your case and get straight to the point. I am Mikhail Yadgrov, your personal injury attorney. Take action. Call me now. 718-333-0812. 718-333-0812.
Kool-Aid may be looking a little different in the future.
The maker of Heinz Ketchup, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, Jell-O, and Kool-Aid says it will eliminate all artificial colors, including red number 40 and blue number 1 by the end of 2027. In April, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said he wanted petroleum-based dyes removed from all food by the end of next year. He believes they lead to chronic disease.
If they want to eat petroleum, they ought to add it themselves at home. But they shouldn't be feeding it to the rest of us.
Correspondent Michael Wallace. Qatar Airways is soaring straight to the top. The Gulf nation-based carrier has been named the world's best airline in the annual Skytrax World Airline Awards announced at the Paris Air Show today. This is the 9th time Qatar Airways was number 1. Singapore Airlines took 2nd place, followed by Cathay Pacific, Emirates, and Japan's ANA. Delta was the highest-rated U.S. airline in the top 100 list at number 22. From the sky to the road. When it comes to American-made cars, a new best of list is out.
Honda had the most vehicles in the top 20 of Cars.com's American-made index. There were 2 Jeeps and a Chevy in that list as well. But study author Patrick Masterson says one brand shined the brightest.
Ultimately, Tesla took the top 4 spots. It's not unprecedented. That's happened before.
The annual listing takes into account where the vehicles are built, the workforce that builds them, and the parts that go into the vehicle.
Correspondent Jeff Gilbert. One of Rome's most famous landmarks takes another beating. Authorities say a man drove a car down the Spanish Steps before the compact Mercedes sedan got stuck halfway down. The 80-year-old driver tested negative for alcohol and was cited on the spot for driving down a monument. It's not clear why he went down the steps or whether he was using a navigator. No one was hurt. Firefighters had to use a crane to unlodge the car. This is not the first time this has happened. A few years ago, a tourist was cited for driving a Maserati down the Spanish Steps. Wins News Time 6:51. Time now for expanded traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
Well, you can take your car onto the FDR Drive. That's why they call it the FDR Drive. But right now, it's going to take you a little while to get uptown. Northbound FDR is slow from right around East 53rd Street all the way to the Willis Avenue Bridge. And there's more company awaiting you on the Harlem River Drive from the 140s on up. West Side does better either way. Citybound George, visibility is what is really the issue right now. It's about a 20-minute upper level ride as people head to the Yankees game. Lower is better, but again, the fog really rolling in and thickening near the George on the jam cam. So visibility the bigger concern. Cross Bronx westbound, the worst of it out with traffic from Westchester Avenue. Lincoln's about 10 to 15 in, 10 minutes out. 20 plus at the outbound Holland, outbound Covered Roadway, and inbound Skyway are slow. The Newark Bay, that's going to be the better play. Queensbound RFK got better first out of the Bronx, Whitestone, and Throgs Neck, still with some work to do. Citybound Midtown Tunnel, Brooklyn-bound Brooklyn Bridge, the worst of it across the East River. In Brooklyn, Belt eastbound getting worse off the Verrazano to Bay Parkway, and again over to Erskine Street. And then you get to deal with Queens, where the eastbound belt slows from the Van Wyck to Francis Lewis Boulevard, and westbound the traffic in front of Kennedy Airport. Southern State and Nassau slammed either way to the Seaford Oyster Bay. Traffic is sponsored by River Spring Living. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon. Check out my True Oldies channel in the car at 92.3 FM HD3. And at home on your smart speaker, just say, Alexa, play Scott Shannon's True Oldies on Odyssey.
Powered by River Spring Living.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, Lori, it's still pretty cloudy across much of the area right now. As Greg was talking about, we have some areas of fog that have been around as well, and that'll be the case through much of tonight. We've also been tracking a couple of showers in far northwest New Jersey over in Orange County. There will be a shower or two around as we get through tonight, maybe a rumble of thunder later on. Temperatures don't really drop much tonight, well below around 65. Warmer and more humid tomorrow. Clouds will break for some sun at times. There could be a heavy gusty thunderstorm. Tomorrow's high pretty close to 80, so it looks like we finally break out of this pattern where it's been cloudy with highs mostly in the 60s over the last several days. Looks like tomorrow finally breaks that. An early thunderstorm around tomorrow night, otherwise warm and sticky with some clouds, low 72. Very warm and humid Thursday with sun and clouds. We could have a strong afternoon thunderstorm, a high of 89, and less humid with some sun Friday, a high 85. Cloudy and 66 right now in Midtown. We're going down to 65. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The sounds of a melting glacier. A musician and environmental researcher combine his passions for this.
Popping air bubbles and flowing water at an Icelandic glacier. Environmental composer Konstantin Vlasis uses a special mic to capture the sounds.
And while you might not be able to see glaciers flow in real time, you can listen to them shifting.
You can also listen to them melting, he says.
This is certainly one story that glaciers can tell and something that we can learn from the sounds.
Iceland's glaciers sending the world a message about global warming.
Correspondent Vicki Barker. Reese Witherspoon is launching a new companion podcast for her book club. It will be hosted by journalist and TV host Danielle Robe.
Each week, we're getting into it with your favorite book lovers. From authors to celebrities, book talkers, and more, our conversations dive into the stories that shape us.
The first episodes will be available June 24th and will feature conversations with authors Emily Henry and Yulin Kwong.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch.
In the past few years, members of Congress from both parties have increasingly called for limits and even bans on drug companies running so many commercials for their products. Now Bloomberg reports the Trump administration may be on board with that effort, discussing specific ways to make direct-to-consumer ads less desirable for drug makers, including requiring ads to more fully list side effects and making ad spending no longer tax-deductible. One drug maker is riding high on sales of its blockbuster drug, but the patent on Zepbound will expire in just over a decade. Ahead of that, Eli Lilly is already laying the groundwork for what it hopes could be the next big thing. Lilly is buying biotech company Verve Therapeutics for $1.3 billion. Verve's primary product is an experimental gene editing program for reducing lipoprotein A, a risk factor for plaque buildup in arteries. Amid once again rising fear of Mideast military escalation, Wall Street fell today. Dow lost 299, NASDAQ down 180, S&P down 50. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 News on 92.3 FM.
New Yorkers want safe neighborhoods, clean streets, homes they can be proud of, and reliable subways. A strong city starts at home, in the buildings we wake up in, the blocks we raise our kids on, the neighborhoods we love. Making housing better for all is the most important issue. When homes are stable, families thrive, schools excel, small businesses grow. Andrew Cuomo is the experienced leader who will deliver. With a plan to build 500,000 more homes and get 5,000 more cops on the beat, making our communities stronger and safer. Vote Cuomo #1 for the leader who is ready on day one. For the homes we live in, for the lives we lead. Vote Cuomo #1.
Paid for by Housing for All, fund provided by New York Apartment Association, Inc., not expressly or otherwise authorized or requested by any candidate or the candidate's committee or agent. More information at nyc.gov/follow the money.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. A robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
WINS FM and HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
1010 winds AccuWeather says cloudy, muggy. We'll see some drizzle and a shower around tonight. Low 65 degrees here in the city. Tomorrow, warmer, more humid with clouds breaking for some sunshine, but we could also see a heavy and gusty thunderstorm, high 80. Thursday, we could get another taste of those thunderstorms that could bring damaging winds and hail, high 89. Right now, it's 66 degrees, cloudy, some drizzle in spots. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. John Davis is our service aide. Tanya Mercado is at the editor's desk. I'm Lori Madden.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good evening. It's 66 degrees at 7 o'clock. I'm Bud Mishkin. Here's what's happening.
I did not come today expecting to get arrested.
Brad Lander is out of custody tonight. Governor Hochul says charges have been dropped. Lander says he was accompanying an immigrant man out of court after a hearing at a federal building in Lower Manhattan. Homeland Security alleges Lander was arrested for assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. A forensics expert testifying in a Gilgo Beach pretrial hearing cast doubt on some of the evidence presented in the case. What next in the Israel-Iran war and the U.S. involvement in it? Security officials meet with senators warning of a rise in the threat to members of Congress after the fatal shootings in Minnesota. And Wallet Hub is out with its list of the best-run cities in America. Suffice it to say that New York is not high on the list. Sports. Yankees host the Angels tonight. The Mets are in Atlanta, although that start will be delayed by rain. WNBA, the Liberty host Atlanta. AccuWeather tonight, rather cloudy and muggy with a shower or two around, perhaps a rumble of thunder and a low around 65. Winds News Time, 7:01. That's time for traffic and transit. That's time for Greg Rice.
And Winds Jam Cam is showing us a mess at the George. Traffic is part of it, but visibility is the bigger issue. Still about a 25 to 30-minute ride on the George. It's gotten worse on the upper level. We're getting word of a crash getting you into the city on the inbound George Washington Washington Bridge. Looks like that may be on the lower level, actually, but the upper level is still very slow getting there, and I feel like visibility is a part of that. So upper level into the toll readers, inbound lower across the town, things are still pretty slow. Northbound West Side, southbound Deegan, the best of it, getting you out of town. Lincoln, no more than a few minutes into the city. The outbound Lincoln's in pretty good shape. Holland's about 25 out, and the outbound covered roadway is slow. So is the northbound 109 local approach into Raymond Boulevard. The Newark Bay extension just treats you a whole lot better. Brooklyn-bound Brooklyn Bridge, Queens-bound Whitestone, the worst of what's left across the East River. East side of Manhattan, northbound FDR continues to crawl from the Midtown Tunnel area all the way up to the Willis Avenue Bridge. Traffic is sponsored by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York. Are you looking to make a difference? St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
It's been an eventful day for New York City Controller and Mayoral hopeful Brad Lander.
There are no charges. Charges have been dropped. He walks out of there a free man.
It's Governor Hochul at around 4:30 this afternoon in the aftermath of Lander being taken into custody by federal agents at 26 Federal Plaza in Lower Manhattan. The Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney's Office says it continues to investigate. The Department of Homeland Security alleges that Lander was arrested for assaulting law enforcement.